Punch Out. I'm Jason Gilba, JGilba11. With me is Russell Clay at Russell J. Clay. Taking a look at tonight's 13-game slate here on FanDuel. And as we kind of talked on DK, not really a lot of safe options as far as pitching goes, or kind of guys that you feel better comfort kind of paying up for. So I think kind of hitters is where you're going to find your balance today.
Yeah, and FanDuel usually makes it pretty easy. So as we go through this, there's definitely going to be some values that you want to look at.
Yeah, definitely. Royals and Phillies here. First one, Ian Kennedy versus Jeremy Hellickson. Much more on the Royals side of things here against Hellickson. You just look at what he's done against lefties this year: 378 WOBA allowed, 2.02 home runs per nine. So I think Gordon at that price, still 2.9's a decent deal, and obviously Hosmer at 3.4 is kind of that mid-range first base option you can kind of take a look at.
Those are the two I'm focusing on in that lineup. The rest aren't truly appealing to me, but I can definitely get down with those two.
Yeah, definitely. And on the other side of things, I mean, Phillies, I like to do with Herrera more so on DraftKings. 3.9's a little bit out of my price range. I like some guys in similar price tags. So for me, not really looking at the Phillies, I think Ian Kennedy is a viable GPP option.
Yeah, we're going to be firing away here in a few games. So I think you'll realize pretty quickly why Herrera is probably not being looked at too hard by me right now.
Yeah, definitely. And Cubs and Mets, the next one here, you got Jacob deGrom versus Jason Hamill. Two quality right-handers. DeGrom obviously far more better type of guy. But as far as the Cubs offense goes, I mean, Arizo 3.6, I'm a little bit intrigued at the price, but I think the Cubs are kind of just out of my range on the 13-game slate.
Yeah, not really into targeting DeGrom. That's not usually a successful strategy. So even with the Cubs, I think you just take the night off.
Yeah, definitely. And the Mets side of things, we've been taking the night off for quite a while now. So I think that stays put again.
They are more intriguing here than they are on DK. Just a lot of guys under 3K, but still, I mean, they're under 3K for a reason here. So probably avoiding them either way.
Yeah, definitely. Detroit and Tampa, Michael Fulmer versus Drew Smyly. I like Fulmer's price tag a lot more on FanDuel. And I talked about on DK. I'm not really targeting him with those raised bats. I like the Tigers price tags here. I mean, obviously, they kind of sit in that mid-range. Cabrera and Martinez are coming up a little bit in price, but I do think 1 through 6 are kind of viable options. And as you always kind of state, it's nice being able to play Victor Martinez and Cabrera in the same lineup.
Yeah, that's a solid price and grouping for them. So I think they're going to be swinging away today. Definitely like that combination in pretty much all formats.
Yeah, you look at Smyly, I mean, up and down this season, home runs have really been an issue. 1.94 home runs per nine to right-handers this year.
Yeah.
3.38 WOBA allowed. So obviously, I mean, there's a lot of upside. Not the greatest park to hit in, but I do think with their power, there is some possible home run potential upside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Justin Upton, not the same value he was on DK, so not really looking at him as much.
Yeah, I mean, still kind of cheap, but as you mentioned, I mean, he was really underpriced there on DK.
Yeah.
Race side of things, I'm not a big fan of the price tags one bit here on FanDuel. I think there's just really a lot of guys who can go at those ranges or lower.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's just a fade and even potentially a play for Michael Fulmer.
Yeah, I think so too. You look at that high strikeout rate for the Rays, and there's some potential there. And Fulmer had his biggest game of the season against the Rays already this year. So, Angels and Red Sox, we were talking about them there on DK, kind of being one of the top offenses on the slate as far as the Red Sox side of things go. And prices kind of starting to drip down for guys like Bogarts. I mean, 3,300 is a really nice price.
I'm firing away with this offense on here. It's much better pricing in my opinion, and definitely going to be something I'm taking a hard look at. Especially, I mean, Bogarts. That's borderline cash for me, I think, at 3,300. So definitely looking hard there. And obviously you like Ortiz almost always, regardless of the matchup, but he has a pretty good one tonight.
Yeah, you look at 3.47 WOBA allowed to right-handers for Chacin. Lefties have hit him at a decent rate too, 325, 1.14 home runs per nine. I'm with you. I think this offense is highly targetable. The Betts price tag at 3.9 is really intriguing. That was one of the reasons why I don't want to play Odubel Herrera is because Betts is a similar price. So for me, 1 through 6 there is definitely playable. I can't get away from Jackie Bradley Jr. too at 3.5. I think it's a really nice price tag. And you were talking about Brents here; he's still minimum priced.
Yeah, so you definitely like that there, and obviously Christian Vasquez, if you get in a tough spot, can always fit at catcher.
Yeah, two pump plays at the back end of that lineup. Talking about the Angel side of things go, and it's just kind of the usual, hey, Mike Trout, and that's about it. And I think tonight more so than ever, just because Wright, I mean, as we talked about, I mean, he had a rocky routing by his standards last start, and it still wasn't even that bad. So he just never possesses any real upside for your hitters here.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
So Trout 4.6 kind of definitely the only option I'll take a look at, but he is expensive.
Yeah, I mean, Cole Calhoun is okay at 39, but he's not. You don't feel great about throwing him in there tonight. So I think when you get that feeling, just don't do it. Just take the night off.
I mean, Betts and Calhoun, same price tag. So for me, I'll
Yeah.
take Betts, who's been the much better option this year.
Right.
Marlins and Braves here, and you're looking at Julio Teheran, who's been very solid. Justin Nicolino has been solid as well. And we talked about some of these Braves bats. I mean, they have a lot of lefties in that lineup, only a couple of righties to really mention. Nicolino, 373 WOBA allowed to righties this year, nearly a 40% hard ball rate. Frank Core, Adonis Garcia, much better price at 2,500, kind of easier to kind of punt down to if you need to. So I think those two right-handers are worth a mention against the lefty there.
Yeah, give me that Adonis Garcia price tag instead of 4,300 on DK. That's pleasant. But yeah, Francoeur, and obviously I think you can throw Freeman in there, but he's a little more expensive here. So I think you probably just go Francoeur and Adonis here instead of Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman's at a price tag I'm not too fond of. And
Yeah.
in the Marlins side of things, I mean, they were really priced out as far as DK to kind of make you maybe think, but I just think looking at these prices here, they're just kind of an easy pass on tonight's slate.
Yeah, agreed.
So White Sox and Astros is the next one here, and Miguel Gonzalez is a guy who I think you can really pick on tonight. Houston bats are expensive. Altuve 4.3, Correa 4.4, Springer 4.5, but these Valbuena Rasmus guys that you were kind of looking at as far as the lefties go, they're at decent price tags for you.
The guys that should be priced up because of this pitching are not. So definitely like Valbuena and Rasmus there for sure. And as I mentioned, I like Springer if I am paying up for one of these guys, but it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean, Miguel Gonzalez, mediocre right-handed arm, 344 WOBA allowed to right-handers. So I think it's certainly intriguing. 340 to lefties, 1.44 home runs per 9. So I think there is a little bit of a home run potential here, nice ballpark. And to the White Sox side of things, I mean, they're still pretty cheap. Eaton's at a much better price tag here. I still think they're always GPP only for me at this point. I mean, I've been burned by them quite a few times, and I think now I'm kind of just learning my lesson July 1st.
Yeah, exactly. They're super inconsistent. I do like Adam Eaton, though.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Fires. I don't mind the upside that Frazier kind of brings to the table. I mean, 364 WOBA allowed to righties, 40% hard ball rate, 1.61 home runs per 9. Anderson finally priced up, 3K. Still not killing you, but I like Anderson. I like Abreu. I like Frazier, and I don't even mind Eaton at that price tag either.
Definitely.
So I think you can look at them. I think GPP-wise, that's really where I'm all heading. I think Anderson's kind of the only cash game viable play up top.
Definitely.
Texas and Minnesota, you get Irvin Santana versus Martin Perez. Here, I like the Twins bats a little bit more because I like Dozier at that 3-1 price tag, Pluto 2.7, Grossman 2.9. Are you licking your chops?
Yummy. Give me some of that. Yeah. Definitely love Dozier at 31 against Perez. I think that's a tremendous value. Obviously much higher priced on DK, but yeah, I think you're definitely looking at that. Desmond's still really priced up against Santana. I think that's too rich for my blood. I think you can look at a Mazzara if you're going for a one-off in that Rangers game.
Yeah, lineup. And look at these right-handed bats in this lineup. or on both sides. I mean, Martin Perez 3.41 will allow 37% hard ball rate. Um, Santana's been hit hard by righties 361 will 1.56 home runs per nine. Yeah, the Rangers price tags. I mean, Beltran at 3,700 is a little pricey for my take here on FanDuel. I don't mind him. And same thing with Desmond. So I just think price considered, these Texas Rangers offense have some potential, have some upside. I think they're worthy of a look, but I would not be surprised to see a ton of runs. I just can't. I like a couple other teams kind of better than them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So Twins, though, I can definitely see them kind of using them at their price. I like them quite a bit.
Yep.
So Milwaukee and Cardinals here, Jaime Garcia versus Matt Garza. This game was kind of, for me, a stay-away situation. I don't mind a Braun at 3.8 here. I think that's kind of an intriguing price tag with his upside. Aaron Hill, not quite the punt play value that he was over on DK.
It kind of swaps here for me. I actually do like Braun at his price here. And Hill is not. I believe he's the same price on both sides, which obviously tilts more towards DK. So definitely looking at that. Villar's solid price. But beyond that, I mean, Chris Carter, always a tournament play, but there's some pretty solid first base options tonight. So probably just looking at Braun here.
Yeah, I think so too. And the Cardinal side of things, I mean, Garza you can pick on, but I'm just not a big fan with that injury situation going on with the Cardinals. And even Carpenter, I'm not a big fan of his tonight, just because I kind of like some other guys, and I don't really feel like paying up for Carpenter.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's kind of a stay away game, and I think Braun's kind of the only honorable GPP mentioned there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Brandon Moss, but that's still expensive, you know?
Yeah, it is. And, I mean, crushed a homer is the only one to do anything against Chris Young last night. So it was a frustrating night.
Womp. Yeah.
People could be off the Cardinals just because of last night. So, I mean, obviously, I think their ownerships are going to be relatively low. And it's not a bad matchup. It's just I think a lot of our thinking is like other offenses.
Right.
So Giants and Diamondbacks here. Shelby Miller versus Johnny Cueto. I like the Giants offense quite a bit, 1 through 5. They're still expensive as far as belt goes. Span even price high. Pagan Crawford kind of still the better values as far as the two guys in that top 5 spot there.
Those are probably the guys I'm looking at again. Just fire away with the value Giants here. Again, Shelby Miller. So I think they're pretty high floor tonight, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, you and I kind of disagree a little bit here. I mean, not based on matchup, just solely about where you're going to be spending your money at.
Yeah.
I don't mind Belton Posey. You know, Span 3.9s, that's expensive. I'd rather take a bet still at that price tag. He kind of remains high as those 3.9 leadoff guys go. But I don't mind Belt at 4.2. I think he's an interesting swerve away from some of those top-end options at first base. And you just look at Shelby Miller, I mean, 4.17 WOBA, 2.03 home runs per 9 when he's been healthy this year to lefties. So I like Belt quite a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely fair. And this is more of a gripe with DK than FD. I'm okay with these prices, but I think it is still an overpay. So I guess that's just a thing of mine, you know?
A personal take.
Yeah, a strong, muscular take of mine.
I was thinking it would be pretty flabby, but whatever.
Flabby, yes. Well, lots of carbs of late.
Yeah, you can take your eggplant parm and hit the road. Diamondbacks not really looking to pay up at their price tags.
No.
Against Cueto here.
It is nice to see Goldschmidt below 4K, but still not taking a chance on them tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And next game here, you got the Pirates and A's, and Jeff Locke for Sonny Gray. I like the A's right-handed bats, and you were talking about using Sonny Gray as an arm tonight. So you're not really on the Pirates.
Yeah, not really into it tonight. I mean, obviously you like Gregory Polanco at his price. He obviously crushes right-handed pitching, but beyond that, I think I'm just taking the night off from them.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they've been struggling. So I think it's kind of an easy fade here on FanDuel. The price tags aren't really low enough for me to consider using them. Moving to the A side of things, I mean, obviously, Danny Valencia, 3.8, expensive, facing lefty. Certainly in play, Marcus Semien will slip up into the top half of the lineup at 3-3, I like that price tag quite a bit. He crushes lefties as well.
Yeah.
So you got the A's who have some lefty matchers, and you look at Locke and 357 Woba allowed 1.27 home runs per nine to right-handers, and you feel good. I mean, once again, against A's right-handed bats.
Yeah, Fegley and Semien are really the guys I'm looking at in that lineup. They should be pretty nice value.
Yeah, definitely. I can see kind of using them as cash game guys. I mean, Fakeley for sure. Chris Davis, inexpensive if he's back in the lineup. He's an intriguing option still, always that big-time power upside.
Yeah, I think those four are actually a pretty reasonable stack. So I do like that quite a bit.
Yeah. Rockies and Dodgers, and so one thing that the big difference is from DK to FanDuel today is one, Bud Norris will actually score here. DK, he will not gain any points. So if you are playing both sites, don't use Bud Norris on DraftKings. For the Rockies here, those prices are higher. Blackman 3.8 or an 8.41, 3.8. So they don't have the Kershaw pricing factor like they did over on DraftKings.
For sure.
But Story, 2,300.
Yeah, there you go. I think you just fire away with that one in cash. That's just too cheap for him. So you look at that, but yeah, as you mentioned, back to normal for this Rockies lineup, and not necessarily one I'm targeting here.
I think Cargo's kind of the standout guy for me at 3.8 against Norris. I mean, Norris has pitched better, but still, I mean, lefties have hit him fairly well and hard. I mean, 41% hard ball rate, 367 Woba allowed. So I still don't mind him, but you're also going to get him at a little bit lower ownership. I still think Cargo's kind of that top play and kind of remains that top play for this Rockies to outfield.
Definitely agree there.
So as far as the Dodgers go here, I'm not really looking at them. I don't know. I mean, I could see a Howie Kendrick or a Trace Thompson, or Turner at that price tag. I'm not really the biggest fan at 3,700. De La Rosa's been bad, but I don't know. So is this Dodgers offense.
Hey, rule number one of life: if you have the air conditioner on, you got to close the windows.
Yeah, I knew that at the age of 5.
Yeah, that's a good rule that I wasn't following. What are we doing now?
Dodgers. Did you get up and close the windows?
I had to, yes. I had to close the windows.
We're talking about the Dodgers bats. Are you kind of in or are you out?
I like Justin Turner. Justin Turner, Howie Kendrick, Trace Thompson. Those are guys I'm looking at. They're not quite the deal I would want, but I think Turner can be a solid sort of standalone in that offense.
Turner's been coming around. I think the price tag's a little bit higher than I'd like.
Yeah.
I prefer Valencia over him for just 100 more. But obviously Turner's been coming around.
Yeah.
So overall, I think the Dodgers offense we looked at, they're really cheap on DraftKings. I mean, still fairly mediocre pricing here, but for me, I don't know. They haven't been great against lefties this year. So looking at the next game here, we got the Orioles and Mariners. Wade LeBlanc versus Kevin Gossman. And we kind of talked about this game as far as on DK. It's just kind of being maybe 3-4 guys that we like in comparison to both sides.
Yeah. Not truly that intriguing. They're all just priced up so high. I mean, and for valid reasons, but the Trumbo Jones is probably what I'm looking at in that Orioles lineup if I am looking at something. And then obviously Seager Cruz, both 3,500, as we talked about on DK. That's kind of what we're looking at there. But I think I'd just rather pay up for different teams tonight.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And Cruz at 3.5 is a nice price tag for me. I don't mind him against Gossman. Because Gossman, I mean, can be fairly hit or miss at times. And overall, I mean, 358 Woba allowed to right-handers, 2.08 home runs per 9. Obviously, Cruz has some upside with that home run potential. He'd probably be kind of the only name I see fit from this Mariners team that I'm kind of taking.
Yeah.
So overall, I think it's going to be one of those games where maybe it's 4-3, 5-2, 5-3 type of games, and you kind of got to get picky. And it may not even be any of the main guys there.
And logically, I'd just rather go with the Red Sox that are in that 3K range if I'm going for high upside. So that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement there. Last game of the night here, you got the Yankees and Padres, and Nathan Eovaldi versus Colin Rea. And you were talking about some of these lefties there. I mean, obviously, Eovaldi gets hammered by left-handed pitch or left-handed hitters. 382 WOBA, 40% hard ball rate, 2.10 home runs per nine. Petco, I mean, relatively average bark for lefty power. So, Solarte, I mean, you talked about Dickerson, Chimp being guys that are, dirt cheap values.
Hey, the Yang. We might be going back to the Yang tonight, man. I haven't gone to the Yang in about 2 weeks, but we might be going back to the Yang tonight.
The Yang, you haven't been back in so long. It could be remodeled.
It could be,
different
like
menu.
They might have renovated the place.
Different menu. It's a little bit more chicken oriented now, or something. It's not as it's not a beef house.
I'm not worried about this price for him. He had kind of snuck up there for quite a few weeks there, but down to 2,700. Probably batting from the left side of the plate tonight, so you definitely like that at 2,700.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Oval's just been bad, and Matt Kemp 3K is still kind of a moderate price tag here.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I liked him on DK too, which was at 4,100. So definitely like the value there. Again, strong hitter against Eovaldi. Definitely home run potential there.
Yeah, definitely. And right on the other side, I mean, 36% hard ball rate to lefties, 322 over allowed, 31% line drive rate. I don't mind the Yankees lefties here. I mean, a fair price tag for most of them. McCann, 3,200, Gardner, Ellsbury, 3,335. I don't mind starting Castro either at 2,800 if he sneaks up in the top half of the lineup again.
Definitely. Gardner, McCann, that's definitely a combination I like. McCann, much better price.
Yeah, and Teixeira, is he guy? I mean, he's come up in price pretty quickly. I mean, he's young. Are you on him here, or is he kind of just a DK guy?
I'd prefer McCann and Gardner over him, and I don't really want to stack this lineup either. So I'm probably out on Teixeira for tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, decent matchup, but I think the price tag, if he was below 3K, maybe you take a harder look at him. So
right.
Let's kind of wrap things up here with the FanDuel Punch Out. Be sure to check out DaveFantasyCafe.com for all the great tools and content.